You know, when it comes to more famous lines that people remember from the scriptures, perfect love casts out all fear. Is probably pretty high on that list. And if you remember what we talked about yesterday, is love for St. John is probably something like covenant faithfulness. The idea is if you have this high degree of confidence in the faithfulness of your partner, then the fear is at least diminished, right? You know, you and I would not swing from the trapeze, right? But the person who has done it a lot and is very well practiced with their partner and knows the way that they're going to move and knows their timing and knows how they're going to release them is able to do these stunts that honestly human beings don't have any business doing. Because there is this level of trust that exists because of the prior faithfulness. I think people hear this passage and they go, well, if perfect love should cast out all fear, I should live my life with no fear. And then they become afraid or anxious or worried about something, and then, you know, well, clearly I don't love God, or God doesn't love me enough. No. Perfect love casts out all fear. From the relationship with the beloved, it's not like you fall in love with somebody, you know, fall in love, it doesn't even need to be romantic, but like, you work with this person, you're like, this is the kind of love that and trust that police officers have for each other, where they are soldiers, where you can bust into a room and know that the four people behind you have your back. All you've got to deal with is the thing right in front of you. And you trust not the people in front of you, those are the bad guys, but the people behind you. This is a covenant faithfulness that has to do with, this is a love that casts out the fear of punishment from God. That's what St. John's talking about, and he makes it really clear because the next line is, because fear has to do with punishment. It means you fear the appropriate person for the appropriate thing. Again, back to the soldiers. I'm not worried about these guys. I'm worried about those guys. I'm not worried about the Lord because I'm in right relationship with the Lord. I am concerned about the future going forward. The danger is still out there in front. And ultimately, the Lord will rescue us from all of those things. But this to keep us sharp, that, you know, the battle is in front of us. The battle is with the dark forces of the world. And that one, not that you should fear it, but stay alert. Because when you stop paying attention to the place where the danger is, you know, again, in the human example, right? If the person in the front is not looking for the bad guys, the people in the back can't help. They're doing their own jobs. This is a little different with the Lord, right? Because the Lord never fails. But when the one who fails in this regard, we stop fighting the battle in front of us. We start fighting the battle with our brothers and sisters. We start spending our time and energy on stupid things. Or we start fighting with the Lord instead of looking forward and trusting that God has our back, that God is with you, that God's going to be faithful to the covenant He made with you in baptism, that heaven is standing out there in front of you, but you've got to stay in the fight against the powers of darkness and evil. And then, this is a really interesting question. I haven't thought through it all the way, right? This perfect love casts out all fear thing. Puts God in right relationship. But why do so many people have such a negative relationship or idea of God? I suspect that has a lot to do with bad preconceived notions about who God is. And we bring in maybe our experience. And, you know, there's a lot of people walking around out there whose concept of God has more to do with what we think the way Satan acts than the way we think God acts. And all of a sudden you equate the way God acts trying to convert a sinner with who God is. And those are not the same thing. When God is trying to get you to wake up and move from good to better, He seems forceful. Well, duh, you're asleep in a burning building. Wake up. But if you would listen to that voice and follow, you would discover the God who is perfect love, who casts out all fear.